Daggers.
Yeah,
Is that
it
like?
used to be Connor and then Con. Oh my God, we have a
Oh,
Bowser
okay. I know.
Ditto.
Okay, I know Con then. Yeah.
Do you see this?
Oh yes, already. So we got Sans, who is one of the best Wi-Fi Bowsers to do it in the
Amazing.
biz right now, against cosmicb, who is
He's-
cosmicb. I'd say is one of the more inconsistent players, week in and week out. Some weeks he'll just pop off, and then other weeks he'll get kind of rocked. But this is looking to be one of the good weeks because this is what is this winners quarterfinals. So my man made it through winners side. Taking out Star-Lord.
Yeah, this is first of all, if you're making top 16 in these DNA brackets recently, like chances are you're a really good player because these tournaments, like from the get-go, pretty much all parts of bracket does have a killer somewhere.
I will say he might have gotten a little bit of a Bankai bracket to make it here since Lights. So the top two rounds.
Lights DQ'd. I'm just realizing.
Lights DQ'd and Satoshi DQ'd.
That's sad.
As well.
That's okay.
So he had to fight Star-Lord to make it out, who was seeded to lose to... So probably one of the lower seeds in this tournament, because he was seeded to win his round 1 against Pete from Anamanaguchi. And then,
I like that he's coming out to these all the time. That's right.
Yeah, Pete has been grinding lately. Shouts to Pete from Anamanaguchi, dude.
Yeah, man.
Grinding some great music and also grinding some good Smash as well.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, cosmicb riding the wave of the Bankai bracket adequately enough to make it here. So good stuff to him, man. If you get the hardest part for most players, honestly, at a tournament is showing up for Wi-Fi tournament.
It's true.
It's the hardest part.
Takes the most people.
Not even
for
Lights
granted.
can do it all the time, apparently. So.
Yeah, he's entered and not come to a couple of these, and I can understand that because sometimes it's
right.
like, you know, the registration closes, and you're like, oh, well, maybe I'll play.
Yeah, it's tough. Sometimes you got stuff to do, man, honestly.
Totally.
Like, sometimes a commitment that you had, or maybe just sometimes you're just not feeling it.
Yeah, and I mean, Lights has really, he's really been such a force in these brackets, too, in the past.
Yeah.
Like, so that is a big one to go out. I would assume he was probably had to have been top 3 seed, considering how many of these he's won.
He was like, I think he might have been first seed.
Yeah, I would think so.
That being said, though, we're seeing two Titans slug on each other real hard.
We really are. That was dude, and all that looks so weird. That down air on top of the flames. We've now seen it twice.
So the way Dittos work in general is just that your own character is your best friend and worst enemy at the same time. Like, I've seen characters in Dittos, like their punish games are that much more lethal on themselves, and also it can be a lot harder to deal with it because the punish game is so hard. Like, Bowser's so big that a lot of his hitboxes just hit him pretty easily. And given a more, I'd put Bowser as like the Smash Bros. Litmus test. Like, he truly is an execution test on your habits and how you approach hitting shields all the time, because he punishes you on your mistakes and something like unsafe stuff that you do a lot of time. But when you place a Bowser against a Bowser, like, that gets amped almost tenfold, I feel like, because you have such a big target to be hitting a lot of the time.
It's true, man. He is a big target. He does have that really weird, those invincibility things going on. So it's a tough guy, but yeah, I think you're exactly right. Like, this character will test you in terms of what you're doing and not doing and what you need to do, because you can't just do things to Bowser.
You don't just get hit by Bowser, you know. You have to screw up in some capacity to get hit by him.
And it's not like the Ganon type of, like, hits you hard. It's just different, like, because he just has quicker options.
He's fast and big, which is terrifying. I feel like that
armor, like, there's just so much that you have to think about when playing against this character.
It's what separates him from, I believe, every other heavy in the game. Because every other heavy has trouble lugging his weight around, but Bowser's a multifaceted athlete. Like, my man does basketball, baseball.
It's literally, yeah. He's playing
parties. You know, he's even been in the Olympics a fair amount of times as well. So,
well, here we go. It looks like cosmicb does have that Pocket Steve on deck for occasions like these, or I should say Enderman.
At the Enderman, I love Enderman so much. He's just eyeing you up the entire time.
It's such a weird skin considering Endermans are supposed to be like tall and stuff, so it just looks like a midget Enderman. But like,
it's really funny.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I gotta tell you, I'm really becoming a believer in Steve. I know the character's still new and people haven't totally figured out the things, but he just has so many unique things in his kit that just are so counter to him. As I'm saying.
The way I've seen a lot of people play him thus far is that you have to get in on him. Like, he doesn't really, because it's almost like Cloud, I guess, in 4 or any other game, like if you see them charging a limit or applying a resource that will fundamentally change the way that they will play the game, you have to approach. You are almost forced to approach whether you're winning or not, because my man wants those materials. He wants to be able to do that extra damage. He wants those gold weapons to do more, you know? And the more resources he has, the more he can dig himself out of trouble as well.
And that minecart is such an amazing move in this game.
I think it's literally the best move in the game, I swear to God.
It's everything. It's a projectile, it's a command grab, it's a kill.
It's Wonder Wing, like that thing is crazy.
It's got everything. Everything you could want. You do need the iron
recovery.
For it. But yeah,
it's insane. It can sometimes assist a combo midway. Like I've seen people fall in and out of the minecart.
Dude, minecart into up smash is like
it's insane.
Most ridiculous thing ever. Oh my god, yeah,
because you have to pop out of it too. Like you can't DI out of it. Like once you get popped out of it, you go straight up.
God,
and
man.
You have a lot of end lag out of it as well. So your mash better be good.
Yeah, and there's a certain point where you almost can't even mash too. Is the thing. But okay, there we go. That's the stuff you need to do, and that's probably gonna not do it yet.
Bowser, I'd say, has an easier time just because of how big and fast he is. Like, having big hitboxes and being able to close in space on Steve, I think, is great. And I think Flame Breath, the way that Sans is using it, is super duper well. Because, like, it has a win box on it, plus the constant hitbox it throws out, so it can slow down Minecart a fair amount. So it really isn't a threat if Bowser's just standing his ground. Like, look at that.
Yeah, you're right. It totally interrupts everything. Oh, my lord. I thought that was it. But that's going to be it, yeah. Yep.
Steve runs away a lot. You know, he runs away. He doesn't really have a lot of options to get in besides that minecart. I feel like his combo game is super duper lethal on Bowser. Like, he could probably take him from 0 to 80 easily. It's just that when Bowser gets to play his game, it can be scary because you can't really run from Bowser. Like, Bowser's the boogeyman. He just sneaks up on you real quick.
It's true, man. Bowser is literally a monster. He's very, very scary when you're on
terrifying.
Yeah, on the end of things where it's not going well. But that is going to be Sansko moving on the winter semis.
You can hide, but you can't run from Bowser. Look at how fast he is, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's
so
crazy. But yeah, you know what? I appreciate trying to try out the Steve in a situation like that. You know, you don't want to do a Ditto, or you just feel like you want to give it a shot. Like, there's only really one way to learn that, and even like top 16 of a bracket, like, yeah, you've made it this far, but at that point,
he's guaranteed
do it
9th.
Again.
So like ninth at a 116-man tournament is like pretty. I consider a single-digit placement at a triple-digit tournament pretty damn good.
I definitely agree with you on that. So.
I would advise, like, just learn your Ditto. Like, even if you hate it, just, like, practice it. Yeah. Your character can mess up the other character just as hard as, like, you can find... That person is still playing your character, so anything that they can do with their character, you can do with your character, too. Like, there's no restriction on that. Like, yeah, your mind might work differently, but the way you press the buttons can be the same exact way if you so intend it. It's just analyzing the situations. And if you become a monster in your Ditto, you already have a leg up on the general public, because I know so many players out there who just absolutely despise their character Ditto. They hate it. They don't want to play against their own character.
It sucks playing Dittos, but with that in mind, it looks like Cosmic says he's okay with the Ditto. I think just not against Sans.
Sans is tough. Sans is really, really good.
Very understandable.